Now let's learn the universal scale pattern. Basically what this is it's a one scale pattern that covers all of your major, your minor, and your modes, all your 7-tone or diatonic scales. There are 3 basic rudiments across 7 strings. Now don't worry about the fact you have either 6 or 5 strings. I'll show you how it applies on the instrument. The rudiments are this. If I play 2 whole steps where I have my first finger to my second finger and then my second to my fourth, there's a whole step in between. Or starting on the note C, I go C, D, and E. That's one of the finger shapes. Another finger shape is where I pull this in a half step and it looks like this, where it would be the actual notes C, D, and E flat. That's another shape. And the other possibility is where there's a half step between my first and second finger, like this. Those are the only 3 finger shapes you have to deal with. When you play the wide stretch, that's what I like to call 2 whole steps, you play 3 of them. If you play where there's a half step on top, here in a whole step, you're going to play 2 of those. And if you play where there's a half step on the bottom, between the first and second note, you're going to play 2 of those. That would cover the 7 strings. So let's see how that works. All right, we start in the key of C, and we play the notes C, D, E. Then we go to the next string, F, G, and A. And you notice I played 2 of these. Now I said there were 3 of them. So if I go here, you're actually playing a B flat. It would force you to go up here to B. So you might ask, well, where's that 3rd one? Well, it works out like this. It so happens that the 3rd one is back here. So there's your 3 wide stretches. Here's the note C, or behind it. So I'm going to play all 3 now, starting back here on the note G. What always comes after 3 wide stretches? I go a half step up and play these 2 fingers together. I said there's always 2 of them. And now I go to the last string and I play the only other rudiment, whole step to half step. If I had another string out here, I would play the same one. Well, that string out here happens to be this same note. In other words, this note and this note that would have been here is the same. They're both D. Let me review that. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, or D. Now I just keep going. So I play D, E, and F, and that was the second one of these. What comes next? The 3 wide stretches. Here they are. What always comes after that? Where you have a half step and a whole step. There's one of them. I ran out of strings. So therefore I come back over to the note E here, and I play the same rudiment. And I keep going. What always comes after the rudiment where you have a half step and a whole step, and then a half step. There's my whole step, there's my half step. What always follows that? Wide stretches. 1 of them, 2 of them, 3 of them. Then what always follows that? The half steps. Then the whole step, half step. What always follows that? I go here for 3 whole steps. Then the half step. And so forth. So no matter where you play on an instrument tuned in fourths, you're going to have those 3 rudiments over 7 strings. If I were to find it randomly, like say for example if I played just some chord, that happens to be a G minor, and I play a note over here, this note blends with the chord. So I'm just going to find another note. I'm going to purposely play the wrong notes. Okay, or you could call them wrong notes or dissonant notes. So those 3 notes we go, well, to play in the key, I have to play 3 different notes. So it's not that rudiment. Maybe it's the one where there's a half step. Or maybe it's the one where there's a whole step. Let's try that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start on this note, and we're going to continue up from that note. And you notice that I played the same rudiment? So I know the next notes that you're going to play after that have to be what? Well, where the half step's up here, it has to be a wide stretch. Now I go backwards, it has to be a whole step here, and so forth. So again, all of the major scales, all of the minor, all of the modes consist of just those rudiments.